The Lowell Mills Act began in Massachusetts in the 19th through the 20th century, around this area. The clothes they wore looked good, and the cotton they made looked like it was hard. The mill was located here in Draycott, Massachusetts. This is where the founder, Samuel Slater, had made the mill and built it himself with a couple workers. Another founder, Cabot Lowell, had the cotton but didn't know, and wanted to make clothes but didn't have the right tools to make it. Next, Samuel Slater thought about helping Cabot Lowell with his problems. Samuel Slater was also an engineer who took a big part of the role playing in this large mill. Cabot Lowell and Samuel Slater were the two who founded the mills and hired several women to help. So Cabot and Samuel used the mill to make clothes for women and men around the town. This was a change because they made the cotton and they used the cotton to make clothes. These men later on moved to New England because New England had better resources for them so that they can achieve the task they wanted to achieve down there. That task was to make clothes for people around the town. Next, the men later on made a fortune out of the business they had and put mills all across the town. Massachusetts had many mills everywhere. These men also hired several women to run their businesses across the town. These men hired girls from the age 7 to 12. The women here played a very important role. They worked the machines in the mill, doing things that men should have done. The men had the girls spread across the town in different mills. The older women watched and taught the younger women. The two men managed to build a company off of women. The women there were more efficient at what they did. This also caused a change because of how they made and wore the clothes there. As people went on and wore the clothes, the men kept getting richer and richer and caused more mills to spread out across town. As their business kept spreading, more and more mills kept adding. The mill they owned in New England was very large and supported about 75 Lowell Mill girls. The event that I have with Samuel Slater was very happy at what he did to create and help Cabot Lowell with his company. The most important part of the whole event was the cotton. The cotton was very important because it was the only way they could make clothes for people to wear. No cotton, no clothes, but cotton was plentiful back then. They had enough money to afford a landscape big enough for the New England mill. The New England mill was big enough to support about 75 girls there. Most of the area they bought there was land and water because water was plentiful as well. They also used water for the clothes they had there to make the clothes. A change we have now is better clothes and new ideas to come up with new clothes in the future. Without these guys, we probably wouldn't have the clothes we have today. New England was a very important part of this too because it had all the resources we need to make the clothes and cloth in the mill that we have. So by developing cloth, we came up with clothes. And the clothes back then got people what they needed, and the clothes we have now got us what we need. So the two founders, Samuel Slater and Cabot Lowell, helped us out a lot by just hiring a few women and being determined. They did their job and got it done, and which gave us clothes.